Are we live? I don't know if we're live. Someone has to tell me we're here because I can't see anything. If you can hear me. Oh, there we go. Huh? Nothing? No comment? It's the Matrix. All right. That was really stupid, but I had a lot of fun. Everyone complaining about my background, so there you go. You now get a look at a 30-second clip looped for like an hour straight. Not to mention I'm going to have a suntan by the time I'm done. Okay. Now that that nonsense is over, let me fix my screen. Okay. Now I'm really ready. How does it look? I need more light up here, but it'll get better. I'm actually not using a green screen. That's why it's not really coming in that great. So if I had to specifically wear white to kind of wash out some other colors. Audio is echoed. I didn't change anything with the audio. Well, hello everyone. Sorry, I probably missed 100 hellos. Well, probably like 10, but... Oh, I see. I don't know how to do that. Fish are as big as your head, yep. I don't know how to kill the audio on this one. Oh, here it is. I found it. Boom. That's the problem. I have no way to test this out because, like, I don't know. See, Corey has a way to, because my YouTube video is over here, and Corey has a way to see how it looks on YouTube before he actually goes live. I don't know how he does that. I think we're using different software, so I think that might be it. Well, good. Hopefully I wasn't like cussing or anything as in that other video. All the glare though, that's from the video. So I need to get a better video. Play the Bastion animated short. My notification is set to Overwatch. I probably won't get any now. Fish eating bird. I never thought of that. Okay, so now we're here. We got. I also figured out how to get it to show me how many people are watching, so that's a first. I've never had that before. Brett's, I think I am gonna live stream Saturday. around 5 Pacific. Mark says I need a real tank. It's coming eventually. What's your number? I'll text you. It's 425. I was gonna say something, but I forgot it. Oh, 425 876 5309. Is that the song? I don't know. 8675. Yeah, 8675309. Oh, why don't you set up a fish room in your garage? Because I rent and the garage is not mine. Eight six seven five three zero nine. Yep. Oh, see the video reset. There you go. Why is my cell phone ringing? No, I didn't give out your area code, so you're not fooling me. That is a real number. You can pretty much call that number with any area code. It's pretty sweet. Ryan says, "Did you get your chain loaches?" No. Chain loaches are really expensive, so it's going to be a while. What plants are in the tank behind you? These are all just jungle val. Michael says, what does a multi-guppy mean? I've never heard of a multi-guppy. Sorry. I think a parrot cichlid is probably going to eat neon tetras, maybe. Aquatics hobbyist asked, how much are zebra plecos in the U.S.? Around $200 if you're buying them from a fish store. Charles wants to know what tank we are looking at. This is my very first African cichlid tank. Well, my second. Brooks wants to know, if you can choose one fish to breed with success, what would you choose? Probably a pleco of some kind. This is a 125-gallon tank. Blue Phantoms in the UK at $50 or 50 pounds. Lucas, I can already tell you you're going to overflow a tank. That's how it works. How old do cherry barbs have to breed to? How old do cherry barbs have to be to breed? I don't know. Mine are about an inch and they're breeding. You got the Leopoldi angelfish. Yep. I knew somebody got them because they're not there anymore. Or I missed them. I was forced to watch a minute-long video before entering the live. Like an advertisement? I didn't even know there was advertisement to get in. Sorry about that. I thought they didn't put the ads on until afterwards. Think we will see a Pats versus Hawks rematch in the Super Bowl? No, not a chance. The Seahawks aren't going to get past the first round. JC's Tanks says my shipment from Lucas should be here tomorrow. I want to know what you got. Joe says, why don't you go and work for Corey? Because his shop is too far. I don't want to commute that far. It's only about 40-minute drive, but I don't want to do that twice a day, 5 days a week. You had to watch an ad too. Huh. I wonder if that's new, because I've never heard anyone say that before. I have so many lights on me right now. Like, I'm definitely going to get a tan. Have you ever considered opening your own store? I used to really want my own store. Now I want nothing to do with it. After watching Corey and his stores, I don't want to work as hard as Corey. So probably will still watch to send some pennies your way. Yeah, I'm not sure how it works. So the thing with ads, this is kind of a problem with YouTube. If you don't put ads on your videos, YouTube won't promote your video at all because they're not going to make any money on it, right? So that's why when people put a ton of ads on their videos, they're just trying to get their videos promoted. Uh, it's the green screen effect, but I don't actually have a green screen. That's why it doesn't look as good as it should. Yeah, yeah, Charles. And you know, I was in retail for 10 years. I've had enough. That's enough for me. Yeah, I guess Big Fly Media says I don't promote my channel at all. I don't really promote my channel as far as, you know, I don't. Some videos I'll post to like Reddit. Did you hear that? There, I got one. Some videos I'll post to like Facebook and Reddit, but it's probably like 1 out of every 10, and that's only when I think they're good. But as far as YouTube promoting it, that's what I want because that's what's going to bring in more people. Brooks wants to know what kind of fish do you own when you first got in the hobby? Hmm. All right. All right. That was two of them. The first fish I got were minnows, but the first fish I actually, oh, see, busted. So the first fish I got were minnows, like fathead minnows or stickleback minnows, something like that. First fish I bought afterwards, I'm not sure actually. You hate Junkrat, he's so annoying. He's my favorite. Josh Booth wants to know, will shrimp soil affect fish in the tank? I don't know what the difference is between shrimp soil and like planted soil. I've gotten both and it's like exactly the same, so probably not. What's the fire in the hole? It's from a video game. It's my notifications for my phone. Laura is 100% a fish nerd. We're not nerds, we're enthusiasts. Flynn wants to know if I ever get annoying bots on your channel that want you to sub to them and it's not even a fish channel. Nope, not yet. I get a lot of random messages though, but they're not like messages asking me to sub. They're just weird stuff. Like a lot of overseas, like, oh, buy 1,000 views for $50. Crap like that. Angela wants to know any tips on getting dwarf puffers to eat. Try bloodworms, frozen bloodworms. Yep, see, people are saying bloodworms. Brian says his fish have white things on their body. Is it ick? If they're most likely, if it's a lot of small white little dots, it's probably ick. EJ Fishes wants to know if there's a particular guppy strain I like over others. Well, I mean, obviously there's ones that I like more than others. The ones that I want to get now are the black Moscow guppies. I'm kind of, right now I have like the red Delta. I don't even know if there's a difference between like red Delta. There's also red Moscow, but they look the same. So I don't know if it's just like a regional thing. It's called something somewhere else. Trademark Savage. Have you got your gold head comms to breed yet? No, but I'm not really trying. I'd honestly probably prefer if they didn't breed. Charles wants to know when Lucas's next stream is. It should be Saturday. I think. I asked him if he was streaming this Saturday. I think he said he's going to try. Joe wants to know what my least favorite fish and why. I'm not a big fan of like large South American, Central American cichlids. I think they're awesome, but I don't like dedicating one huge tank to just one fish. I'd rather see what you see in my background here than see just one fish in a plain tank. Nope, this is not my new, this is my old 125 gallon. Cameron says, Steve, do you, Steen, do you have Rams? I currently do not. I used to have Bolivian Rams, but I sold them to a local person here. Did I raise all those fish to that size? Some of them. Some of them grew up in this tank. Joe says, if you got a 3,000 gallon tank, what would you put in it? I would do a lot of Lake Tanganyikan cichlids. Angela says they refused bloodworms. I'll try brine shrimp. That might work. Can guppies live in cold water? I know they prefer colder water versus tropical temperature. Laura says, on my bucket list, rams or apistos. Can you not get those where you're at? These red delta guppies of yours, are they albinos? Nope. I've never seen albinos come out of them. Tyler wants to know, do I need more than Eco Complete for my sword plants? They aren't growing like they should. You probably want some type of root tab in there. They're really heavy root feeders. You only have a Walmart? Man, that would be rough. How did you even get into this hobby if you can't even get fish? That's crazy. Flynn says he might get a Pistogramma cockatoides. I have orange flash currently, but I kind of want to get the fire red. Melody says, did you find mixing peacocks with Mbuna troublesome? No, not at all. Everything in this tank was perfectly happy, breeding. I don't know if you can see, but there's fry. So all the, like the Aratus, that's not an Aratus, Aurora, They bred in there. The Copodicromis bred in there. Uh, the Psilocybe bred in there. Can Apistos and rams live together? Probably certain species, but rams like it a lot warmer. Not Bolivian rams, but if you're talking like German blue rams, they like warmer. What's the fish called that Corey has? It's a bright orange cichlid. I'm not sure. Cameron says I should do a whole Apisto episode. I agree. The problem is I don't have any. So I've had the McMasteri, and I bred them, and I got rid of them. And then I had the Borellii. I think that's how you pronounce it. But I was growing those out, and then someone came over to my fish room, and they really, really wanted them, so I sold them. And so now I'm growing out the Cockatoides Orange Flash. And I might try to breed those if no one talks me out of them. Jesus Flores wants to know what kind of filtration you got running. I'm assuming on this tank behind me maybe. So you see on the right there is just a hang on the back filter, and on the left is the overflow that goes into a sump. How often does your fish club meet? The second Tuesday of every month except for like 3 months in the summer. Can you put electric blue cichlid and a yellow lab together? I've heard a couple different fish called electric blue cichlid, so if it's the African type, then yes, you should be able to. Mark wants to know what temp do you recommend for guppies? Yours are around 78. Mine are in the very low 70s, like 71. What is a relatively small, not so aggressive cichlid that are easy to breed, sort of easy to get for profit? Probably shell dwellers. Thing is, you're gonna want to make sure you have a market for them. That's the thing. Why is the summer not a popular time for fish buying? I don't know for fish buying. Our club doesn't meet because everyone that runs the clubs goes on vacations, so there's no one there to do it. Oh yes, cribs. Cribs will breed. Cribensis will breed like rabbits. Yeah, Bolivian rams are really easy. Yeah, my orange flash, the one dominant male so far that I've got, really doesn't look that great. I'm actually pretty disappointed with him so far. Hopefully he still has some coloring up to do. Sounds like I gotta mail Laura some more fish, not just plecos, huh? Can you put cichlid with freshwater puffer? I'm sure you could put some cichlids with some puffers without problems. Collected some CPD eggs, Celestial Pearl Danio eggs, I hope. That would be pretty sweet. Apistos are 50 bucks here. Wow. I'm not sure where here is, but that's crazy. Do I like L200 plecos? I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure I do. Oh yeah, the L200 is the green Phantom. I have the blue Phantom pleco. I like them. Yeah, I think the last Epistos I got from the Fish Club were a Pistogramma Huskar, and I got like 12 of them for $1. Mark wants to know what temp do bristlenose plecos like. They can go in a wide range of temperatures. I have them breeding in my guppy tank that's like 71 degrees, and they also breed in pretty much all my tanks. Manchurians place. Whoa, sick tank behind you, Bob. That's new. Yep, I'm just green screened in front of it. It's actually an older tank of mine. Little Lake Aquarium says, how big of a tank do you need to breed a bristlenose? It's not the breeding you have to worry about, it's the fry. Because they have some pretty decent spawns. Yeah, there was. Tropical Happy Fish says, that's a nice OB peacock with the yellowish fins. Yeah, I had some really nice ones. Melody wants to know, is the tank behind you filtered with hang on the backs? It's mainly filtered. You can kind of barely see the overflow on the left-hand side that goes down to a sump. I put the hang on the back filter on the right-hand side just for flow. Willie the King says he has 2 plecos and wants to tell if they are male or female. It pretty much depends on what type of pleco. Why would pleco fry die off within days of free swimming? Plenty of food. Maybe they don't like the food you're giving them? How many guppies to put in a 10-gallon tank? I'd probably start with, I don't know, 5 or 6 and see where it goes. How much are blue phantom plecos in the US? Depending on the size, probably $40 to $60. Mr. Fish wants to know, what hang-on back filters have you found to be the quietest? I think they're all quiet when you first get them. Give them about a year, though. They turn to trash and start making all kinds of noise. Butterfly plecos. Sorry, Willie, I do not know how to sex butterfly plecos. I have some, but they're still growing out, so once they're a little older, I'll probably, look it up and do the research on it. Anthony says, I never knew plecos could be so expensive. They're probably the most expensive group of fish. If you don't count, like, all the super rare stuff. Are albino bristlenose the same species as Ancestris? All bristlenose are Ancestris, so whatever type you get, they're Ancestris. What do you feed your cichlids? New Life Spectrum, the aquarium co-op food, frozen foods, and every once in a while some Hikari pellets. Aquatic Hobbyist says, would you ever keep goldfish? And I would say, I said this last week, the thousands of goldfish I've seen, I've only actually seen one that I would like and actually buy. So yes, I would keep it. It's going to be pretty rare for me to find one I like, though. Josh, price for blue phantoms, $40 to $60 depending on the size. I wonder if I can like my own video. Maybe I have to do it afterwards. I should try that. I gave up on my FX6 and glad I did. Pound no filter. Speaking of Pound, I finally got a Twitter account. Well, I finally set it up. I've had it for a while. I have a large following of 3 people. It's pretty sweet. I was wondering if Dan was going to chime in. So Dan says, sorry again about the goldfish, because he bought the one goldfish I've ever seen that I liked. Where can you find green Indian shrimp? I don't know that I know what that is. Guess I'll have to Google it. Apparently Aquatic Arts has some. Is it just green shrimp? Is that all it is? Is it green Neo? I don't know. Maybe Lucas can tell us what a green Indian shrimp is. Anyone ever built a canister filter out of a little trash can? I've been thinking about it. I know a lot of people build them out of 5-gallon buckets. I like the idea of canister filters. Yeah, I hate maintaining them. My one canister filter I'm using, I've never cleaned it once, and I think I've had it for like a year. All I do is clean the pre-filter sponge. Yeah, they are the green Indian shrimp, Lucas, are the yeah, they are what you said. Whatever that is, that's what they are. He says, "Well, look it up. Not a fan of Aquatic Arts. Either am I. I bought their. To be fair, the only thing I bought was their algae wafers, and nothing touches them. I'll put them in all my tanks, and then like a day later, they're still just sitting there." How much did you spend for the tank behind you? The tank I bought brand new, 125 gallon. It was like $300. The stand and the top I bought used for $50. All the fish, all these fish came in a 55-gallon tank that I bought for like $100. So right around $500 for everything. Is the cichlid tank running on a loop? Yeah, it's like a 30-second loop. It's the only video that I have. See, I needed the brown on the bottom because that's the best color, because I don't actually have a green screen. So I had to search through like 100 videos to find one that would allow me to look even this normal. So I'm hoping by next time my green screen will actually arrive and I can do a lot more stuff. I've been playing around with it quite a bit. $50 for a 125-gallon stand and top. Yeah, that was a pretty good score. Flynn wants to know if I believe in 1 inch of fish per gallon. No, because you can't put a 10-inch fish in a 10-gallon tank. So that's never made any sense to me at all. Charles says, I can't believe it took me so long to figure it out. Well, I'm glad. It's actually, I think, like a 2-minute video, so you'd have to stare at it for a while, but you can see where it cuts. Cameron Ferris says, I don't like hybrids. Why is that? So I don't mind it when you're doing things like guppies, but for cichlids, I don't like it specifically, like African cichlids, because I prefer like pure strains when I'm buying them, so I don't want to sell them. Like everything in this tank behind me is breeding, but I would never sell any of the fry because I can't be 100% sure that like a Psilocybe didn't breed with the Aurora. Scott says I skipped his question. Oh no, your question got deleted because of the blacklist. So there's like parental controls on this, because there are a lot of kids that watch it, so I turn the parental controls on. But Scott says my Rams attack my golden Severums. They're the same size now. Do you think the Rams will chill as the Severums get bigger? I think the tables will turn, and pretty soon your Severums will be the bullies. Shane says, I have some black neon tetras. I bought 6 of them, and 3 of them have white spots on them. I would probably start treating for ick because it's gonna spread. Oh, Lucas, I have a question for you. Since you're still here, I was gonna ask you last time, but I didn't get you in time. So the yellow shrimp I got from you, one, what are the odds that they're all the same sex? Because none of them are buried. I feel like they should be by now. I guess I could look up how to sex them, but I'm not too concerned about it. Manchurian says, I have such a potty mouth, I always accidentally swear in my videos. I used to when I first started. How many fish are in the tank? How many fish are in the tank and how many you want to keep? All the fish that are in this tank are dead. So there you go. My wife made me refilm a video the other day because I said a bad word. This tank right here is my biggest failure as a fish keeper. I still don't know 100% what happened to them. But they started dropping like flies. Within a week, everything in here was dead. Have you ever tried candles, berry white, and some wine for those shrimp? I will take that into consideration. Oh, Manchurian got yelled at today, kinda, by John. That was a little amusing. You can distinguish the males and females from shape when adult as well. Let's see, I think I missed you. Look for a saddle on the female. Okay. Very slim chance they're all the same sex. They are randomly picked and size. So there is a chance. My TDS is right around 200 the last time I checked, but it's been about a week. I assume there's calcium in the tank because they're molting. There's molts everywhere, and I feed every day. Flynn wants to know how to sex Corydora aeneas. I think you have to look on Corydoras. I think you have to look from the top down, and there's like the females are whiter, if I remember right. I'm sure John did yell at me. Don't care. Well, he wasn't really yelling at you. He just he really didn't like your comment. I thought it was kind of funny, but That's low for Neos on the TDS, but you have supplemented calcium source, you will be good. I mean, there's calcium, very small amounts of calcium in the fertilizer I use. Happy the Cat says, I'm not old enough to drink. Laura says, it's overrated. It certainly is. Have I ever used Epsom salt or marine salt? No. I have used baking soda as buffer, but not for Africans. Manchurian says, that's like the third time he's gone off on me in a live stream. They make mineral rocks as well. Yeah, I saw those mineral rocks in Chicago. That's the first time I've ever seen them. I don't know if they were like snake oil or if they were actually legit. But they're basically set up the exact same water as my cherry shrimp, and those things breed out of control, so I don't know. Which should I do in my 10-gallon, multis or endlers? I'd say endlers, because your multis are going to get to the point where they just get too cramped and they're going to start killing each other. Manchurian says, I don't want to badmouth him more. It's not important. Yeah, it really wasn't. He said he was going to bring or sneak snails on the airport in his water bottle, and I thought it was funny, but apparently he did not. Laura says she's thinking about a shrimp tank, but wants it well seasoned before she attempts shrimp again. That was my first problem when I first got in the hobby. I just bought shrimp and threw them in like a 3-month-old tank. That was a mistake. And they were the blue wood shrimp, so the filter feeders, and there was just not enough crap in the water for them to eat. You order 10 yellow shrimp from Lucas, LR Brett's. I'm sure you'll get a mix. They look really good though. You won't be disappointed. Charles Fish Tank says, what ick meds are you planning on using? Ick X had no effect on my bacteria. The one and only time, knock on wood, I got icks, or ick, I actually used Paragard, and it worked really well. Tropical Fish says, are we doing green screen now? I'm doing a ghetto version of a green screen because I don't have a green screen. Oh, that's a text message. Timeout. Talk amongst yourselves. Okay, I'm back. Little Lake Aquarium says, how do you get rid of blue-green slime? The only treatment I found was like $15. That's going to be it. You can do hydrogen peroxide, but if it's in your substrate, that's not going to work very well. But if it's like on your decorations, you can take them out and spray them with hydrogen peroxide, clean them off, and put them back in. That'll work. How many trifasciata would you keep in a 65 gallon? That's 48 by 18 by 18. I would probably keep like 20. but that's just me. Hey, I live in the ghetto and find it offensive when you say that. I'm not sure what I said that would be offensive in the ghetto. Blackbeard algae, I use peroxide, but it hasn't done anything to it. That's strange because I use it all the time for blackbeard algae, and it gets rid of it in about 3 days. Ghost shrimp didn't work for me either. I think ghost shrimp need brackish water to breed. I think they're like a mono shrimp. Melody says, first rule, learn about nitrogen cycle. I don't know what that is. I guess I have to learn about it. Really? Peroxide wipes out beard algae? When I've tried it. Yeah, works every time I do. I knew it was a joke, Brian. I was trying to imagine what I said that would be. I'm also joking about the nitrogen cycle. Obviously, I know what that is. Can you demonstrate how to tie a fish bag? I cannot, because I suck at it too. I don't tie them. I just rubber band them. Way easier. Aquatic hobbyist, I think you asked me this last time. If you were told you could only keep one species of fish for the rest of your life, what would you keep? And I think I said none. None of the above. If I could only keep one, I wouldn't even be in the hobby. I know somebody got their offensive panties on. Oh, well, I found a word that wasn't blocked. That's kind of neat. Nitrogen cycle is when Vin Diesel hits the button in the car and it makes it go fast. That sounds legit. I'll go with that. LR Brett's want a mud skipper. I want one too, but I'm afraid I would just kill it, so I'm not going to do it. It's the nitrous cycle. 3:20 a.m. Yeah, I didn't really mean to read that. I'm just reading comments. Normally I read them before I say them. Sorry if you don't like that word. I won't say it again. Are there any good Tanganyikan cichlids for a 29-gallon tank? Yes, there's lots. That's the nice thing about Lake Tanganyika is that most of the fish are smaller. Weirdest thing stated by a beginner fish keeper. I don't know. Nobody I know really owns fish or has gotten into fish. So I would say, like this tank right here that's behind me. Anytime someone came over, they said, "Oh, is that a saltwater tank?" Every time. Not even kidding. Which I guess maybe I don't know. It doesn't look like a saltwater tank to me, but Tyler says, any tips for breeding cherry barbs? Keep them well fed and lots of moss. Lots of moss. Otherwise, they're going to eat the fry. Have you done any movie theme tank setups? I'm not creative enough for that. I think it's funny. Bob has 1 or 2 word answers. Corey will give Reader Digest short story. That's because he knows everything, and I don't. Melody wants to know if her cherry barbs would nip angels. From what you read on the internet, some people think so, but mine don't nip at anything. Little Lake Aquariums says, I hate barbs. I'm not a fan of most of them, but I definitely like my cherry barbs. I don't think it allows web addresses in the chat. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it doesn't. I think only YouTube links are allowed in the chat. Peck Tech did do a Walking Dead tank. That was pretty awesome. One more question. In your opinion, what type of fish would you say have a cool, fun personality? Definitely shell dwellers. Also from Lake Tanganyika. I have not seen Tracy Morgan's 20-foot fish tank. Oh, yep, burning. I forgot the roseline shark or the denison barb. I always forget that that's actually a barb. Those are really cool. Those are one of my favorite fish. If I had like 1,000-gallon aquarium, I would put like 50 of them in it. Big J Aquatic says my flower horn died 2 days ago. Sorry, buddy, that's the worst. Especially when there's nothing visibly wrong with them. I hate that. I hate that. I just lost a Nanochromis splendens, which is a pretty rare, somewhat expensive fish. And yeah, saw that she had died yesterday. I was pretty sad about that. Melody says well, I assume it's a she, is going to see Rogue One again today. I have still yet to see it. Little Lake Aquarium says my local fish store is trying to sell roseline barbs for 50. Yeah, we have one here that's pretty crazy and tries to get like 20 some dollars for them. Just teeny little guys too. Apparently people pay it though, otherwise they wouldn't sell them for that much. Scroll up a little. Chad says, sorry Bob, I got here late, but is that a new fish aquarium? No, this is actually one of my first aquariums. And it's not set up right now, it's just a video running on loop. I got Denison barbs from PetSmart for $8 each. My Denison barbs are from PetSmart also, but you gotta wait till they get the 50% off sale. Then you get them for $4. Big J Aquatic says, thanks for saying my name. He was worth 300 and just boom, dead. That's how all my fish seem to go. It's really frustrating. I do have one rainbow fish tank that I actually managed to find before he died. But, you know, when you see them with like white crap or fungus growing on them, you know, that I can deal with. If I treat them and do everything I can and then it ends up dying, it sucks, but I'm more okay with that than just walking in and seeing a dead fish out of nowhere. Rose lines are very peaceful. Yep, I've had no bad experience with them. The internet tells you that roseline sharks can be aggressive, but I've yet to see it. Do you have any experience and tips about keeping freshwater stingrays? Get a very, very, very large aquarium. That's my only tip. I think I saw 2 Apistos at PetSmart last week and wasn't sure which ones they were. That's how you get them for really cheap, is what they don't even know what they are. There's a fish store here. It's not a chain store, but they get in like random Apistos sometimes and they don't know what they are. And you're like, I'll give you $2 for them. And they're like, okay. My next project is a biotope with a pistos, pencilfish, cories. I've never had pencilfish. They're on my list though. I want to get them someday. Uh, really excited to have some pistos. Well, I think of pistos are the fish tonight. PetSmart always gets in a pistos mixed with their rams. I could see that. I mean, my PetSmart never has, and I go there like every week or two. Brian wants to know my oldest fish or longest kept. Well, I've only been doing this for about 3 years, so probably 3 years. Melody says my next tank setup is 120 gallon and Buna with riparium. Oh, that'll be pretty sweet. This tank is 125 gallons. Little Lake Aquarium says, can I breed arowanas in a 10 gallon? Nope, I don't think so. Manchurian is a big noob because he hasn't bred anything except guppies. Just kidding. What is your favorite fish? Cyprochromis and rainbow fish. I don't think Flynn's leaving. I think he was saying bye to someone else. Oh, right, you won the 120 gallon on eBay. I still have not looked on eBay for tanks. I think that's so bizarre. Rurutu, he was joking. He knows better. When people ask jokey questions like that, I like to answer them seriously because I feel like that makes it even more funny. I don't know, maybe it's just my bad sense of humor. Flint says he's here till the end. Well, I'm doing a 72-hour stream, buddy. You gonna make it the whole time? Have you ever kept any kind of freshwater goby? Yes, I can. And somebody asked me that last time. But I couldn't remember what type it was, and I forgot to look it up. I'll tell you right now. So it's called an algae-eating goby. It's a Steenfott elegans. Oh, the elegant goby. That's the other name for it. And it was pretty rad. It just disappeared. It obviously died or got eaten. But I probably had it for about a year. Smallest fish you own is Heterandia formosa, something like that. It's a live bear from like Florida area. Manchurian says there is a sweet arowana in my video scheduled for January 1st. Its entire body is solid gold. That's what you should sneak back over in water bottles. Some arowanas. So definitely subscribe to Manchurian's Play Place if you want to see that arowana. Plus his channel has a lot of cool stuff. He's from China, so see a lot of different types of fish. Desert goby's scientific name sounds like an STD. Well, great. Now I gotta look it up. Yup. That's funny. That's pretty funny. I'm glad you said that. You can buy one like Joey. You could probably buy a lot more than Joey can. I don't think they're all legal in Canada, are they? Well, maybe. I don't know. Big J Aquatic says, I've been a YouTuber for 3 months and have 441 subs. Is that good? Well, that's a lot better than I was doing at 3 months. I think I had 1 subscriber after 3 months. Not that I was really trying, but... Dennis says, hi, are you getting paid from YouTube? Trying to learn how that works. So people on YouTube get paid by advertisements. If you allow advertisements on your video, you will get paid, but it's not really enough to do anything. Yeah, if I didn't think this was fun, I would not be doing it. I thought when I hit 1,000 subscribers, I would finally start seeing some money. No, not even close. LR Brett's Aquatic says, Bob, have you ever tried to breed autos? I've never tried, but they do breed in my tanks. Cameron says, watching the stream and hearing my gecko going after crickets. Did I ask you last time? I asked someone last time what kind of gecko they had. So you might have to remind me if that was you. If not, what kind of gecko do you have? I'm curious. Tropical Happy Fish says, Bob, you're lagging. Anyone else lagging? Flynn says he's making 2 cents. I have a crested gecko. Nice. I used to breed crested geckos. Not to try to get in your business, but curious how much you make in a month from YouTube. So YouTube won't even send you a check until you've collectively made $100. And I just got that. And it's December. So there you go. Let me know if it's still lagging. Let me check. 6:30. No, I got my first check last month, so not December, November, I think. It wasn't even enough for me to know when I got it, if that tells you anything. Big Steen, your feed is fine. People are lagging. Look who's back. Alright, I didn't know if I was lagging because all these fancy dancy special effects I got going on. But my internet is good here, so I don't think there's anything I can do about it. Abby has 2 crested geckos and 2 leopard geckos. Leopard geckos were the first geckos I ever kept when I was like 12 years old. Aquarium Co-op live streams like I do. He says he never left, just busy. That's like me. When I'm watching live streams, I just have them on in the background doing water changes, things like that. LR Brett's Aquatic says, still want to hit you up on Google Hangout sometime. And that's towards Corey. Apparently he doesn't care about me. Maybe when I'm big and famous like Corey, he'll want to hang out with me on Google Hangouts. Would you ever do collabs with Solid Gold Aquatics? Sure. I'd really like to see her new goldfish room. I think that would be fun. John, maybe. And he's really far away, so I don't know how that would work. Not that Solid Gold Aquatics isn't far away, but I don't know that I don't know that John's internet is really that great. It never looks good when like him and Corey do live streams. I don't think it looks good. How about the Rick? Well, the Rick is pretty much dead to YouTube, so definitely not going to do collab with him. Tokay geckos are pretty cool. They're far too aggressive for me though, so I never kept them. The rarest Tanganyikan I own. Hey, a fish question. Hmm. Well, around my area, they're all rare because nobody sells Tanganyikan cichlids in Washington State. Maybe one store that's like 30 minutes north of me. Rudy says, who is John? I'm assuming John from KT Tropicals. Manchurian says, someday I want to build like a 10-foot wooden cage. I want and keep a big lizard. I want like a huge wooden cage and have a blackthroat monitor. Like the best big monitor you can ever get, in my opinion. Do a collab with the rig. Yeah, it would seriously be me on one side and his channel logo on the other side. Matthew, I think you've asked this question a couple times. Sorry I missed it, but he says, what is the biggest fish you have ever kept and what is the biggest tank? Biggest fish? I've never really had a big fish. It's probably these Copetochromis that are in this tank here, which is the blue head, gold body, white fins. They're about 7-8 inches. How do you feel? How do I feel about Barora's Brigette? I don't know how to pronounce that, but I know what you're talking about. It's a Rasbora. I like them. I think I've probably had them before. David says, why is the rig dead to YouTube? Because he hasn't made a video in years, it seems like. At least 1 year, maybe 2. Tropical Fish Success says, picked up a 75-gallon at Petco. I'm assuming that's the $1 gallon sale. So that's pretty sweet. Manchurian says, I'm not too worried about subs. I make videos to share what I learn and have a record of my hobby. I stopped even putting ads on them a while back. When I first started, I didn't put ads on them, but then I learned kind of how all that works. So now you guys have to suffer with ads. It's certainly not for the money though, because you barely get any money, but you reach a much larger audience, and that's what I think is cool. Like, don't get me wrong, it'd be cool if there was like 10 people in this chat and we can get real personal, but it's also pretty cool if there's, I don't even know what, like 100 people in here? 117? That's pretty cool too. Do a collab with Taylor Dean? I don't think I can afford Taylor Dean. She's way too big for me. This chat is much calmer than Corey's. Yeah, I don't know what I would do. It can be kind of a nightmare. Especially that first live stream he did right when like Christmas vacation started for kids. Oh man. I spent more time modding than paying attention. It kind of sucked. Alejandro says, do you need a power head in a 29-gallon planted? Depends. If you're using like a hang-on back filter, probably not. Do you know how to import albino ray or albino arowana overseas? I have no idea. I know for me to get an import license, it's like $5,000 though. What is your favorite food? I don't know that I have a favorite food. It's definitely not tacos. I'm probably going to get blacklisted on Corey's channel for saying that, but I like tacos, but they're not my favorite. I don't know. I have to think about that. Probably steak. Yeah, see what Corey says, Aquarium Co-op. YouTube has no interest in showing videos that doesn't make them money. So if your goal is to make videos and not make money, but so you're not putting ads on it, then no one's really going to see them except for people that you share it with. Joel says, Bob, can you tell me about Cadango, Copricomus borellii? Any special requirements beyond normal Rift Lake care? No, that's what you're looking at in my video right here, is the borellii. And they're extremely peaceful. Even when they're breeding, they really don't go after other fish. So really, really, really easy care, really easy to breed. And that holds true with almost all the Copedochromis. Do you have any pseudo McGills? I have the Fricata right now. I think that might be the only ones I have. Everbred Mbuna. Yep, all the Mbunas in this tank right here were breeding regularly. Steak, a man's meal. Yeah, definitely steak. That's probably my favorite food. None of the Petcos, so Tyler says up to 75 gallons at the Petco sale. None of my Petcos sell the 75 gallons. Very disappointing. Not that I have anywhere to put them. I can't even fit any more tanks in my garage at this point. What do you feed your carnivorous plecos? Mostly Repashy and Hikari wafers, like Hikari shrimp wafers or something like that. Dennis says, so Co-op must be doing good on YouTube. I'm sure he's doing all right. I think at one point he said how much, and it was like 1 or 2% of something. I don't know how he was comparing it to, but it wasn't very much. This hobby is so expensive, unfortunately. I find this hobby to be cheaper than the reptile hobby, though. It's kind of swapped. So in the reptile hobby, it's the reptiles that are expensive. In the fish hobby, it's the equipment that's expensive. Planet tanks are expensive. They were expensive when I first got into planet tanks, and then once I figured out how to grow them instead of killing them, then it wasn't that expensive anymore. LR Brett says every hobby is expensive. That's probably a fair statement. You know what is really expensive? Gold. Yeah, that's true too. Little Lake Aquarium says, yeah, $20 for a heater, but you can find an angelfish for $1. And the worst thing is that $20 heater is just going to break eventually anyways. Lights were my biggest expense. Probably mine too. PA Fish Preacher says, what is your choice of light for a planet tank? I like the Phoenix Planet Plus, the regular one, not the 24/7. Flynn says, favorite type of filter. Flynn, you know my favorite type of filter is a sponge filter. Collecting coupon hobbyists. I find those crazy coupon people spend just as much money as the people that don't use coupons, just by the sheer amount of volume. Like, oh, this laundry detergent is normally $10, but I just bought 20 of them for 50 cents each. So you still spent the same amount of money. Now you've got laundry detergent that you're never going to use. The Lizander says, what's your favorite Pleco? And what do we know? Does anybody in the chat know what my favorite Pleco is? I'm curious. Because this question comes up on every live stream. And I don't mind it because I love plecos. Oh, Native Fish Keeper wins. L397. See, everyone would assume zebra, but nope. One person got it right. Well, I'm glad one person pays attention. Zebra plecos are up there, but yeah, the 397 is my favorite. Or the dwarf chain loach pleco. That's another good one. Common pleco. Oh no, the Lysander, don't even worry about it because I say it every live stream, but my live streams are like 2 hours, and people usually only watch about 15 minutes of it, so it's not like you're gonna catch it. That's why repeat questions don't bother me at all. And then see, now look at some people are Googling L397s, and now Anthony says they are striking. Yep, I agree. DB is falling asleep, apparently. Apparently I am boring him. Big J Aquatic says, why pay so much money? There are cheaper ways. Yeah, there are cheaper ways. Any thoughts on Beams Work lights? I actually have quite a few of them, probably like 10 of them in my fish room right now. They're probably the best you're gonna get for the price as far as like an inexpensive LED. Oh, Laura says she always remembers the 97 part. Beams Work are the best price for awesome quality. Yeah, they're a good value for sure. Do they grow plants? Some will have a hard time. It depends on the plants, and there's various different models, so it really depends. Any word on Kyle's Wild World? Yes, his channel is back. I think it's the same name too. I think. I just resubscribed to it like yesterday. Cameron says, do you own L397 or are they a dream fish? I do not own them. They are a dream fish, but they are attainable. So, and they've come down in price quite a bit. I've been learning. Walmart tube light 6500K, so you won't get that. So you get the white light, not nasty light. Yeah, I've definitely done a lot of experimenting with the tube lights that are cheap. Manchurian, his channel's back up. I know he's had computer issues. I'm not sure why he deleted all his videos though. Nope, I'm not dreaming that hard. As a matter of fact, Jeff Raps, if anyone has ever heard of him, had some for sale. And normally I would have bought them, but they're $80 each. And after my dog episode, I kind of have to hold off for a while. What's your local fish store called? There's a lot of them. I actually have a lot of local fish stores by me. Bob's favorite pleco is waiting to be discovered in Peru. Yep. Going to Peru. With Corey. I'm going to throw him under the bus again. He doesn't know it yet, but he has an idea. Do you use a Python? Ever try a thermostatic mixing valve? I do use a Python, and I have never tried a thermostatic mixing valve, and I probably wouldn't. I think they're cool, but I just don't think I would ever do it. VStag says this channel is no longer available. Huh. I just resubscribed to it yesterday. There's also a different channel with his name on it too. Maybe that was it. KP says, wait, is that a green screen? It's a ghetto green screen. It's the green screen effect. Let's put it that way. If I discover a Plego and get to name it, it'll be Ancestress Big Steenus. I don't know how I feel about that. That sounds like the Desert Goby. It's another STD name. Aiden the Cichlid Man says, what is your favorite cichlid fish store to get fish? I get a lot of my Tanganyikan fish from cichlidlovers.com, which sounds fishy, but it's a real site, I swear. It won't get you in trouble. What's the best temp for plants? It kind of depends on the plants, but I would say like 76 degrees. It's a good round number. Dating website, yep. Dating website for cichlids. Flynn, what time are you going to be in Aquarium Co-op tomorrow? Aiden the Cichlid Man says, again, please answer this question. What is your favorite store to buy African cichlids? I buy them online from cichlidlovers.com. It's the last plug I'm doing because it is. Bob, not sure. Oh, Flynn, I just got your email. I got buried. And so that's why I haven't responded yet, but I did finally read it. Yep, the wet spot is a good place to buy cichlids from. Jamie says, hey Bob, sorry I'm late. Not a problem, man. Just glad you made it. If I won the lottery and we're building a super tank, say 10,000 gallons, what would you keep in it? Freshwater? Absolutely freshwater. I don't even want to think of a nightmare of owning a 10,000 gallon saltwater aquarium. Definitely freshwater and probably rainbow fish. I would try to do a planet tank, which would probably cost just as much money as a saltwater, but at least I know about that. David says, just bought a 75 gallon from Petco. There is a 6-inch scratch on the front. On the outside, the scratch is not deep, but you can feel it with your finger. I don't think you have to be concerned. I've used tanks that have had like entire chunks of glass missing. But maybe if it's like right in the middle of the panel and it's really deep, then maybe. Ham Aquatics says, is it typical for BN plecos to change shades of color? So I've only noticed my albinos changing color, and they're normally like a nice yellowy white color, and then sometimes they'll turn like a ghost white, just a really awful looking white, and that usually means they're about to die. Cichlidmingle.com. Fish Aquarius says, can someone please just tell me if cooler should get along with shrimp? Cooler? I'm not sure what you mean. Cooler. Sorry, I must have missed an earlier comment. $10,000 gallon tank, easy, one betta. There you go. A 10,000 gallon tank would take forever to plant. No, it wouldn't, because I'd won the lottery. I can pay someone to do it. KP said, what happened? I'm not sure what you're referring to. When you were a kid, did you think you would love fish so much, and when did you start to love fish? When I was a kid, I loved all animals, and I still do, so pretty much since I was a kid. Matthew says, hey Bob, do you schedule your live streams or are they random? I've been doing it randomly throughout the week, but I have like tonight's I scheduled 2 days ago. I live streamed on Tuesday and I scheduled that like Saturday. The only for sure one that I always do every week is the Saturday at 5 p.m. Pacific. 10K tank would be a duckweed farm. You probably need all that duckweed for all your goldfish though. Lucas says he's frozen. Anyone else? Everyone's saying lag again. I'll wait and see if Corey says he's lagging because he has good internet like I do, so maybe you guys just need better internet. Huh. There was a bit of stuttering. Okay, I take back everything I said about your guys' internet. What kind of fish is in the tank behind you? They are African cichlids. They are Copetochromis. They are Aurora. So I'm looking through them. They are Solosi. There's a blue dolphin in there. There's an OB, two OB peacocks in there. And it just reset. So all blue one, I don't remember the name. I have it written down somewhere. But those are the majority of the ones in there. It was frozen for a sec, but it's good now. Good. How long? Oh, I've only been going an hour and a half. Your roommate is downloading 4K Netflix movies. I'm not sure if they're here, to be honest. Melody says she's got to go. See y'all. See y'all. See ya, Melody. Thanks for stopping by again. Always a happy regular. Matthew says again, do I schedule your live streams? Short answer this time is every Saturday at 5 p.m. Pacific is always scheduled. Everything else is kind of random. I also have to try to do it when other fish tubers are not streaming. What is the largest fish I have caught? Probably a cutthroat trout. And it wasn't even that big, like 18 inches. Pretty sure it was a cutthroat trout. I'm lagging as well, but if I open it on my phone, it's fine. Must not be you. Yeah, it's probably YouTube. It's Friday, no, it's only Thursday night. Yeah, I don't know. Have you ever asked Siri to pull up a pistogram of cockatoides? It's funny. Nope, I've never once talked to Siri in my life. And I probably never will. Stay that way. Yeah. Siri says I'm fat. Yeah, she'd probably say that to me too. What should I do? Native sunfish or bucktooth tetra? I would go with sunfish. I think that's bucktooth tetra. I don't know how to pronounce that, but let's Google it. Looks familiar. Bucktooth tetra is the only member. Yep. Sergeant Tank says, what's up, Bob? What editing software do you like? I like Filmora Wondershare. Of course, I was stepping up from Windows Movie Maker, so anything I'm going to like a lot better than that. Drink some tank water. Sure. Someone got banned. Good work, moderators. Don't know what they did. You should co-own the store with Corey. He can have it all. That's his baby. He can have it. In Washington, you are just not allowed to keep native fish you get there. Yes, we're not allowed to collect fish and bring them home. I could go to Oregon, collect fish, and go back to Washington. I don't know about that one. Angelo says, thanks for the live feed. Gotta go. Keep up the good work. Thank you. And thanks for stopping by. Where can I get mascara barb, the wet spot, tropical fish? When you search for it, search for the wet spot tropical fish. Do not search for the wet spot. It's my advice. Got ours shipped from the Cichlid Exchange. That's the same thing as the wet spot, same company. Jaden says, amazing live stream. I'm going to sub. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Wait, you are allowed to fish and eat the fish you catch in Washington? Yep. We're allowed to catch them and kill them, but we're not allowed to catch them and keep them alive. It does make 0 sense. If I could drive a race car, what would you drive, asphalt or dirt? I think I would have a lot more fun on dirt, but I would not be choosy. I would take either. Big J Aquatics says he has to go and to check him out if you want. He loves the streaming. Thank you, Big J Aquatics. Thanks for stopping by. There are some strange Plecostomus plecos that look like whiptail catfish. They might be whiptail catfish. I don't know. There are whiptail catfish. One to 5, how much do you like fishing? Not as much as I used to when I was a kid. EJ Fishes 76 says, have a great night, Bob. See you next time. Hey, thanks. Thanks for stopping by again. Another regular. Species Unknown is peacing out. Thank you, too, for stopping by. Feel like we're getting a lot of people leaving. I used to fish all the time, day and night, but now I find it to be cruel. It's probably been a couple years since I've fished. I don't think I have fished at all since getting back into fish. Will rainbow fish fry survive in a tank with just rainbows and lots of plants? You might get a few that survive. Sergeant Tank says, what would your next hobby be besides aquatic fish keeping? I'm going to start actually still aquatic related, but I'm going to start getting my scuba diving certificate so I can start scuba diving. Beyond that, probably getting back into reptiles maybe. How are your plants doing with those cichlids? So this was just the start, but eventually they grew all the way to the top. They didn't bother them at all. How many gallons? This is a 125 gallon tank. Just tired, not you, Bobo. I didn't really mean it to sound like that. Joel says he's got to give up. It's coming through bad. Yeah, sorry, Joel. I don't know what's causing that, if it's still lagging for you. Sorry about that, Joel. Is it still lagging for anyone else? A local fish store near me is selling a 125-gallon fish tank for $500. That's ridiculous. I have a local fish store here that's by far more expensive than any other fish store, and even they don't sell it that high. It skips every time the green screen loops. That might be just the video resetting. The video on loop should have really nothing to do with the internet connection. What time is it in Washington? It is 8 o'clock. Oh, did Laura leave? Oh, I gotta go, night peeps. See you Saturday. Thanks for brightening my day. Thanks for stopping by again, Laura. Always glad to see Laura. No lag on cell phone 4G, but home internet. So I'm really surprised when I go back and like look at the stats on the live stream, and like by far the most common resolution people are watching on is 240p, which is like the worst possible resolution you can get on YouTube. I'm not sure why that is. Hey Steamboat, do you find your Hillstream loaches are aggressive? Mine are like little pit bulls. Mine are not aggressive at all. My local fish store sells 125-gallon with stand and top for 700. Yeah, they sell for around. Corey says, I think people watch us on 240 to blur out our faces. I'm trying to blur out my face. Anyways, 125-gallon tanks around here sell for about $300 to $400. Poison dart frogs are probably hard to get in North America. No, they're really, really easy to get. And they've actually Manchurian. They've come way down in price. There's a lot of people are breeding them here now. Oh yeah, Dan, I didn't think about that. Lowering the resolution to not eat data. That makes sense because there's a large chunk of people that do watch on cell phones. Do you really like the Seahawks? I liked the Seahawks since I was old enough to know what they were. Rurudu says, poison dart frogs aren't poisonous if they don't eat the insects that give them the poison. Yep, they need to eat the ants. Manchurian says, Daddy time. Thanks, Bob. Thanks again for stopping by, Manchurian. How do you order fish on Aquarium Co-op? You do not, because they don't ship fish right now. But you can order anything else on their website. Just not fish. Lucas, are you still a go for Saturday's live stream? I think we talked about this when I first started up, but I don't remember. I am drinking naturally flavored black cherry sparkling water beverage, and I would bet you $1 million that it is far from naturally flavored. What is it flavored with? Carbonated water, citric acid, potassium citrate. There you go. I don't even know. Oh, sucralose. That's not natural. Don't they have to make sucralose out of sugar? I don't think that's natural. I have my day show scheduled, but not the late show timed yet. Yeah, I'm gonna do. I'll probably do the 5 p.m. and probably do it for like an hour or two. Yeah, mine's at 5. Yours is normally 2 hours after mine. Normally, and that's only when you show up on time. I just released a video on YouTube summoning my inner Corey. You should check it out. I bring the tacos. There you go. The Lysander got my first group of leopard frog plecos. Super excited. Originally wanted to buy the 46, but I heard the L134 from you and Corey. Yeah, I think they're both good choices. I have both. V-Stag says, Luke is on time? LOL. Yep. Lucas's clock goes a little slower than the rest of ours. And I'm a little jealous. Penny says, it's been fun, Bob, but I have to say goodbye now. Catch you later. Thanks, Penny. How long have we been live for? 1 hour, 42 minutes, and 9 seconds. Everyone's leaving. Yep. We're below 100 now. In about 1 to 2 months, I will be making a video setting up my Mr. Aqua 22 gallon. I have one of those. It's a nice tank. V-Stag says, I'm not sure what that means. Probably missed something there. Have you ever had a fish with hole in the head? Not yet. Knock on wood. Good morning. First time to catch you live and have to walk the dog now. Well, at least you saw me for a second live, right? We should do a game called Last Man Standing. So if you do pseudomcgill rainbows in your 240, what other fish are you going to put in there? That's a good question. Probably whatever I like at the time. Zach's Tank's Crazy Aquarium Guy says, I am still here, even though it's 5:13 a.m. in Sweden. I remember you're from Sweden. That's why I'm the Crazy Aquarium Guy. Rutu says, I want a 55-gallon low boy. It's actually 50 gallons, but who cares? We know what you're talking about. Matthew says, can I keep my pet moose in my 20-gallon? We'll upgrade soon. Sure, as long as you upgrade. A lot of people say they will, but they never do. Tara says, I have way too many cichlids in my 49-gallon tank. Any way you suggest selling them? You could try taking them to your local fish store and getting some store credit, or maybe like Craigslist, or if you have a local aquarium club, you could try that. Pretty much all run-of-the-mill answers, but that's pretty much the best ways. Jaden says, bye, I'm tired. See you later. If I had $100 right now and you had to spend it on fish supplies besides med, what would you buy? I would buy a 48-inch Phoenix Stingray. Ever had a fish with dropsy? Nope. Knock on wood. I feel like I'm going to get all these diseases now because I've never had them. If you could be any animal, what would it be? One that flies. You should make a 125-gallon heavily planted tank with nano fish. I am doing a large planted nano fish tank in the near future. Next year. Platypus. Interesting choice. I tried taking them to PetSmart and they said they are too big. The big chain stores, Tara, are probably Tara, sorry, are probably not going to take them. You need to find a local fish store. Zach's Tank's Crazy Aquarium Guy. Your 240 gallon is going to be the new home for your MBU puffer or what? Yes, it will be. For those using heaters, any reliable recommendations for 125 gallon? Probably if I had to buy a heater right now, I'd probably buy the Aqueon Pro heater. Lucas wishes he could fly too. I feel like you probably have flown. Like, I kind of get that feeling about you. I don't know when, I don't know where, in what life, but I feel like you've flown before. You should invest in an arowana. That kind of goes against my whole having one fish for one tank. Obviously, I know you can keep other stuff, but hi. Where'd my mods go? Mods are sleeping. Do you watch UFC? If so, excited for tomorrow? I normally don't, but I am curious on tomorrow's UFC pay-per-view. Keep your arowana with your Mabu puffer. I don't know. Arowanas are awesome. Don't get me wrong. I love them. I just like even in a 240 gallon, I wouldn't want to keep an arowana in something that small. This is the same reason I don't have stingrays. I wouldn't want to keep them in anything smaller than like a 600 gallon. Arowana, spam, arowana. That's what I think about that. You can think about arowanas for 5 minutes. So mods, I don't want to lose track of like who I make mods. So I generally try to keep it pretty simple. I know I can look at any time, but I don't want to. If it gets super out of control, I might make some people. Heck, I don't even think Corey is a mod because I haven't seen him. I keep forgetting when I see him chat. Lucas can be a mod though. Oh, is Corey a mod? Okay, I wasn't sure. See, being a mod gives you other special powers too. So that's why I don't just want to mod everyone. Aiden the Cichlid Man says, read this please. You have a yellow female fish holding babies behind you. Yep, it is a Psilocybe female. And you can see the other small yellow ones were actually raised in that tank. Hey Bob, what's your favorite movie? I feel like that's an impossible question. There's too many good ones. Any plans to be on Corey's live stream? I would be on his live stream anytime he asked. I think I've done it half a dozen times now. Hey Bob, what's your favorite plant? And since you used to do reef, what's your favorite coral? I wouldn't say that I used to do reef. I had a tank with like pulsing xenia was the only thing I kept alive. I think I got, I don't know, I think I got like 6 different corals and pulsing xenia. Oh, and the frog one. Whatever the frog one is, I kept that alive too. But those were the only 2. Kyle's Wild World. See, I told you he still had his channel. Is it different? Is that a different channel than the one you deleted? Everyone was asking about you earlier, Kyle. Bye, Bob. I gotta go. Thanks for reading my comment and answering questions. No problem. Thanks for stopping by. Whiskey wants to know if I'm using the 922 or the 920. This is the 920. This is not the 922 doing this. I don't think the 922 could do this as well as it looks right now. The 922 built-in green screen looks pretty bad. Mark says, I mod myself and think before I type. If only everyone could be like you. Even I don't do that 100% of the time. I get kind of guilty. I'm going to guess Bob's favorite movie is The Replacements. I actually hate most football movies. I feel like they all have the same storyline. LR Brett says, I need a cam like that. Yes, you do. Is it hard to get L397 where you live? They're just really rare. Kyle's Wild World says, how much RAM does your PC have and what processor do you run? I'm almost embarrassed to answer that. I have a whopping 8 gigs of RAM and I run a crappy AMD processor. It's like the FX 8350. His favorite movie is Rudy. I've only seen that movie once, and that's because they made me watch it in school. One movie nobody can hate is The Princess Bride. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen anyone say they hate that. LOL, come on, I'm at 4 gigs of RAM and an i7. Your one i7 should outperform my entire PC. Flynn says he's got to run. Bye, everyone. Flynn, you should, if you figure out when you're going to the co-op tomorrow, you should email me. Let me know. Oh, my editing is horrendous. It is absolutely horrendous to render a video. When I render like a 15-minute video, I just do it before I go to bed because I can't do anything on my computer for hours. Don't hate Princess Bride, but don't think it's all that great. It's certainly not the best movie ever out there, but it's one of those movies that everyone generally likes. Are there any monster fish that you would like to keep? There's lots of monster fish I would like. I just feel bad putting them in small tanks, or what I consider small tanks. I can't even run this Windows. You must have like a first gen i7 if you can't run Windows Movie Maker. When do you get your new computer? Burning says, how much do snails affect your bioload? Like 20 bladder snails? I don't think I would notice a difference on my bioload. Obviously, it depends on tank size. Now, mystery snails, those things are disgusting. They're worse than goldfish as far as poop. Should I account for it in my tank? I don't think you'd have to worry about it. Kyle, editing is hard on PC. You will spend lots of time to be able to edit fast. You will spend lots of money to be able to edit fast. Top 5 fish you'd like to collect in the wild: rainbow fish, cyprichromis, corridoras, plecos. Everything else is kind of in that fifth category. Tropical Happy Fish says, does anyone else still use Windows Movie Maker to edit their videos? I do sometimes, because like I use Filmora Wondershare, and you can only speed up a video 10 times, but I think in Windows Movie Maker you can speed it up 64 times. It's the only time I'll ever use it now. I love the rocks and the tank in the back. Yep. I wish I still had these rocks. Well, I still have these rocks, but they don't look like this anymore. Kind of unfortunate. Have you ever been interested in keeping some South American puffers, maybe with some plecos, maybe in the same tank, maybe the tank in your garage? If I could find South American puffers that wouldn't kill the plecos, I'd probably do it. I use Windows 95 still. I really liked Windows 95. That was like the last Windows that you could really truly customize. Okay. Lucas, I want to go rock hunting soon. My father was a geologist. I need to dig through his old books. I would love to go rock hunting in Texas. You get a lot of good ones. Collecting fish in the wild looks miserable to me, being in the sun, knee deep in mud. I don't think there's going to be much sun where we're going. It's probably going to be nice and warm and humid, but it's more about the experience. It's an adventure. It's about being in nature. I'm hoping my cell phone doesn't even work where we're going. If I could go 2 weeks without a cell phone, I'd be in heaven. We don't have FedEx in Sweden, otherwise I could send you some L397. UPS? They have old growth on them, yep. So when all these fish died, I had to clean off all the rocks too, so that kind of sucked. Did your South American puffers... Oh, are you talking about... Oh, I thought you meant like South American puffers as a whole, not just the one South American puffer. Sorry, I misunderstood. Yes, I would absolutely keep those in a community tank with plecos. Sorry, I completely misunderstood your question. I had one South American pleco for a pretty long time. And yeah, he didn't go after any of my fish. Don't forget the snakes and leeches in the water. I'm not worried about the snakes or the leeches. If I get leeches on me, all they're going to be eating is Doritos. So that's just fine. How fast or slow do maboos grow? Well, I don't know. Corey's is growing really fast. Mine is not growing as fast as his. I'm probably not feeding it as much. Well, I'm definitely not, because he feeds it every time someone goes in a store and wants to see it eat. I can't afford that. The Maboo puffer lives in Tanganyika. Are you gonna try keeping him with fish from there? I thought about keeping him with Cyprichromis. I don't know. It's still kind of up in the air. So the Maboo puffer, I don't think it lives in Lake Tanganyika. I think it lives in the rivers that kind of sprout out of it. So it's not like really Tanganyikan water type. Maybe it is. Have you named your betta yet, or your puffer? I named my betta Harry. Corey having a stream tomorrow? No, I'm pretty sure he's not. He streams on Sunday, Lucas. Corey, are you lagging? Everyone says they're frozen. Still showing me my internet's good though, so. Alright, yep. It's only laggy for some people. Will a fluorescent light with a planted bulb grow plants? Yes, it will. What time are we at? 8:30? Wow. See, this is what I love about live streams. It's already been 2 hours. Doesn't even feel like it. We're slowly losing people, though. Slowly losing people. Mosquitoes, yeah, I would say the most annoying thing is probably going to be the mosquitoes, or probably not even mosquitoes. It's probably going to be the flies. Would be super unique and fun. What did I miss? Oh, no, I didn't miss your question. Sorry. Yeah, I mean, when I first got my Mabu puffer, that was my first instinct was to go with Tanganyikan fish. Sergeant Tank wants to know how long I'm streaming. I really don't have a set time. Probably till I get hungry. Ticks are worse. There's some type of bug down there that like embeds itself in you and then like plants its eggs in you. I forget what it's called. Aiden the Cichlid Man says, "Can you check out my YouTube channel? I have 35 subscribers and I would really like 100." Oh. Well, you got cichlids, so that's a good start. You're breeding plecos. That's 2 golden stars for you. You're uploading fairly regularly, at least once a month. Well, more so lately. Sure, I'll check it out. Botfly, yeah, that was it. The botfly. Thanks. I knew some of you guys would know it. Floyd says, "I'm in it to the end." I don't think I'm gonna go 8 hours. I don't think I'm that equipped. Bob, can you give a shout out to the what? No, I don't think I'll do that, Kyle's Wild World. I'd be too scared of catching something. My nerd level is 9,000, not over 9,000. Travis says, "I find myself watching my BN tank more than my African tank." Talking about bristlenose. Have your dwarf neon started breeding yet? Nope, but I'm not trying either. My rainbows, it's more of if they breed, I won't stop them, but I won't specifically try to raise them. But there's always a couple that make it. What's the oldest guppy you've ever had? I don't think there's any possible way for me to know. Since I'm breeding them and selling them and trading them in, yeah, I don't think there's any way I could know. Aranda says, "LOL, you right, I messed that up." I knew what you meant. Deer ticks are terrible. They are the size of pinhead and carry limes. I'd hate to get Lyme disease. That would suck. Aiden says, favorite fish from the main 3 African lakes, Cyprichromis. Bob, in your opinion, what role do water changes play in fish growth? Well, I've never really experimented with it, but all of my favorite breeders will tell you to do lots of large water changes to get them to grow faster. And they seem to know what they're doing, so I would trust them. Zach's Tank's Crazy Aquarium Guy says, I talked to you and Corey about my Fahaka puffer. The tank is 138 gallon, not 120. Is that big enough? I'm not familiar with the 138 gallon. So if it's like 138 gallon tall, that might be kind of difficult. But if it's 138 gallon long, it'll probably work. Nature will always find a way. Smallest size age that bristlenose will breed, probably like 3.5 inches, 4 inches. As soon as the males start getting the bristles on them. Anyone keep Solos? I don't know how to pronounce that. I don't remember. Wheezy shrimp. That was about the dumbest thing I've said so far. I have a couple of them, but they're not like breeding or anything. Big J Aquatic says, best fish food is Southern Delight. He likes that fish food, apparently. If I could get a strain of rainbows from Gary Lang right now, what would you get? It's been so long that I forget, but he calls them like the red dragons. I don't remember the scientific name. If you go on Aquarium Co-op channel and look at Gary Lang's fish room tour, he has like the red dragons. That's what I would get. 5 feet long. That might be kind of tough for a Fahaka puffer. Maybe if it's wide. Oh yeah, Lucas would know. Red blood dragons. Yeah, it's something like that. They were just the craziest, most amazing rainbows I've ever seen. Lucas, did you ever hatch those eggs? Did they make it? I didn't think they would, but I'm curious. Hopefully they did. Green rainbows. I have some. I tried, but got outbid to buy some. Yeah. What about the ones you left in our van? What about those eggs? So it's kind of a funny story. Well, kind of a sad story. When we were in Chicago and we were driving to L.R. Brett's house to film his fish room, he had got some rainbow eggs from Gary Lang, and they managed to fall out of his pocket. And so when we were turning the van in and doing like the final check of the van to make sure we didn't forget anything, we saw his vial of eggs there. And yeah, I ended up having to smuggle them on the airplane, bring them back, and then shipping them to him. And then either I put the wrong address on the package or the mailman entered the wrong address. So that wasn't pretty either. Yeah, I knew I should have just kept them and tried to get them myself, or tried to hatch them myself. But yeah, it was pretty unfortunate. One of the many, many mishaps of that trip. Hey Bob, what's your favorite Cory catfish? Says Filthy Phil. I really like my Corydoras Pulcher. I also like the Corydoras lortoensis, but nobody likes that. I don't know why. I feel like I'm the only one that likes those. Kevin says, I was cycling a 10-gallon to start a shrimp tank and have Danios and a ton of fry. Any advice for food small enough to feed them? There's a lot of manufacturers make fry food. It's just powder. Or like Kyle says, you can use Repashy and you can feed Repashy in the powder form, or you can actually make it and they'll kind of eat away at it. What are common mbunas you would avoid mixing in mixed mbuna tank? Anything they sell at Petco, so like the Eratus, I would definitely steer clear of those. So Larry says that since most African cichlids are not sold from stock, sold stock, does the pH really matter as much? Local fish stores don't have the time to match their pH with Lake Malawi, so is there a need to be exact? You don't need to be exact, but here's why the fish stores don't do it. Because their goal is to sell those as fast as possible. So if they're in, crappy water parameters for a week or two, they're probably going to live through that. Now, would they live through that for a year? Probably not. Maybe. I mean, some are more hardy than others, but that's kind of how I feel about it. I'm surprised Customs or TSA didn't give you a hard time trying to smuggle that violin. Well, getting out of Seattle, I feel like TSA was non-existent because when I was checking my backpack to leave Chicago, I found a lighter and there was something else that I had that should have never made it through Seattle. Do the 3 little yellow fish have names? No. Oh, yeah, Hikari First Bites. I use that quite a bit. But New Life Spectrum also makes a fry powder. I think almost everyone. Larry says, sorry, meant to say wild stock. Oh, duh, obviously. Sorry. I should have caught on to that. Aiden says, what is your favorite fish from each of them? Oh, so you want one from each. Lake Victoria, I don't know that I have a favorite. Lake Malawi, probably my favorite is the Copetochromis fish. And then you already know Tanganyika is going to be Cyprichromis. LRB, they can't see glass on their full body scans. Yeah, it was like a plastic vial. Josh Action Figures says, have I ever asked if I ever kept Raphael catfish? No, they get a little too big for me for what I currently have. Zach's Tanks Crazy Aquarium guy says, I also keep Amazon puffers, but I've still not I still have not found any useful info on them. Do you know anything? I know they're fairly peaceful. I know that they actually prefer to be in groups. So if you have like 3 of them, you're probably doing pretty good. That's about all I know. Neutral pH. Like I kept mine at about 7 pH. Cole's got a 16-year-old striped Raphael catfish. How big is it, Cole? Lucas also has a Raphael catfish. Didn't know. Oh, they live forever, and I'm pretty sure they get pretty big. Cory lortoensis is really cool. Just looked it up. Yeah, I think they're really cool. They're not like a nano species, but they stay pretty small. Oh, he's 9 inches. For some reason, I thought they got bigger than that. You hear the dog? Yep, the dog is making noise. Can you please just list some plants that you like in no particular order? Right now, I really like the easy ones. So Anubias, Java Ferns, Crypts. I used to be really into like the more rare, high-tech plants, but now I just don't have the time for it. I really like Dwarf Chainsword. It's one of my favorite plants. Jungle Val is another favorite. What else? Stargrass. Larry asks, is it okay to feed shrimp to African cichlids maybe like twice a week? Probably. Seems expensive. I have a young Raphael, about 5 inches. I must be thinking of a different catfish. Precious Metal Stacker says, what did you have a vial of? I'm lost here. It was a vial of rainbow fish eggs. Mark asks why I don't like the Erotis cichlid because they're super, super hyper aggressive. And I don't really think they look that great either. Ham Aquatic says, have you ever kept peef puffers? No. If so, how long before they become more social? Mine are still hiding most of the time in my community tank. I don't think they're really like a community fish. Red-tailed catfish. Yes, Aranda. That's what I was thinking of. Kevin says, how do you test your water? I used the Tetra test strips. Alright guys, we are going to take like a 5-minute break. My dog really needs to go out. So we shall return. I'm going to stop this for a second. So enjoy the screensaver. Bathroom break. I'll be right back. Okay, almost back. Just talking to my viewers. It's getting a little hot though. I'm gonna undo these lights. Okay, let's see how bad I can break this. So first, gotta turn off the green screen. Yes. Close that. Move this. Move this. Get rid of this. Okay. Get rid of this. Whoa, there I am. Get rid of this. Whoops, there I went. Whoops. See, I knew I'd screwed up. Add this. Custom. And I think I'm back. Where'd the fish tank go? Just took it down right now. Someone stole my tank. Yep. Went to took the dog out, now my fish tank's gone. I don't have a green screen, Lucas. That's the thing. That was all done with software. Magic. Pure magic. So this wall is really plain, and since that's the only thing on my wall, I just had to match my color key to the wall. I thought something looked odd about that tank. Well, did we lose a lot of people? We lost about 20 people. That's all right though. Little Lake Aquarium says this is going for 72 hours. No, I was just kidding. I'm probably gonna order some pizza because I think I got a free one, and then I might go when it gets here. I have a Facebook page, but it's not a public one. When are you adding the new tank behind you? Hopefully soon. Only Corey would do 72 hours straight. I feel like we would both have to do it and relieve each other. Like maybe we each go like 8 hours at a time. Favorite pizza topping? Pepperoni. That would have been torture on your part. I know there's a lot of people that do like 24-hour live streams. Even that's way too much. Za with some Ronies. Do you know the L number of Corey's favorite Pleco? It's L134. I'm going to scroll back up in the chat and see what I missed. See how much trash you guys were talking about me while I was gone. This is so 2000s, yeah. Precious said, did the eggs end up hatching? No, they didn't. Did you start a new page, Kyle? Yes, he did. If he didn't answer. Cherry shrimp are one of the easiest gateway species. Yep. Definitely getting into shrimp. Those are for people with archer fish and newts. What is a good fish to eat? Hydra? I think someone told me that Yuri weighs, or I don't know how to pronounce that. Whatever Joey's YouTube channel name is, that fish. I think somebody told me that that will eat Hydra. Danny's Aquarium says, are you still live? No, we are not, Danny. This is a recording. And Kyle's Wild World, yep, that's the fish. I don't know if it's true or not. That's just what I was told. Oh, I can kill it with dog dewormer, huh? I didn't know that. I don't know anything about those fish. I don't even know how to... Woo? I don't even know. I'm sure like everyone in that chat knows how to pronounce it, except for me, the guy talking. M. Yates says, stop freezing up on me. I'm wondering if it was freezing or if it was just my video that was looping. What's up, Bob? I have a 38-gallon tall. I have tetras, but mine are more low-dwelling. Most I've seen. What do you recommend as a true top-dwelling fish? Maybe killifish. All the killifish I've ever owned have been on the top of the water column. Danny says, it says you're live, but when I clicked, it says you're not live, but you read my comment, so nope, not live. It's correct. It's pronounced meow meow. Alright, meow. Tanner says, first time here, what's going on? Just hanging out talking about fish. Planaria is perfectly safe, comes from overfeeding and stuff built up in the substrate. Yep. I've never had a problem. Or I've had it, but I've never had it be a problem. Anytime I get most of like my snail tank, my mystery snail tank right now has detritus worms. One of my pleco tanks has detritus worms. And whenever they get too much, I'll just throw in some tetras or something. Snail tank has it. Yeah, it's pretty common. Yeah, he made me Google it. I thought it was pretty much the same thing. We got a real question. Have you used a rechargeable battery air pump? Saw one on eBay for $17. Sounds like a sweet deal for power outages. Yeah, I have 3 or 4 of them. I've only had to use it once, but yeah, they work pretty good. I got mine for like $1 from our aquarium society though, so I don't know how much they normally retail for. Good plan, Abby. No problem. I will try to have fish that will not bug the puffer. That is a good plan. If I pick up plants for Petco, I buy the ones that are individually packed or in individual packs with the gel bottom. Any new breeding projects I'm working on? No, none at all. I'm actually probably going to start looking to unload a lot of fish here soon. And that's simply to make rearranging my fish room a lot easier. Mark says he uses a battery air pump when he takes fish to sell. What is your favorite filter? My favorite filter is a sponge filter. I'm not too concerned about the brand as long as it's a sponge filter. These battery air pumps I'm talking about. Oh, USB rechargeable? That's pretty cool. I've never seen that before. Oh, we're slowly growing again. Tropical Fish Success got a 75-gallon of Petco today. What are you going to put in it? That's what we want to know. King Cobra JFS. Hello. Can crush for Cobra. Okay. Have you ever used Refugium to cut down on water changes? I've used Refugiums, but never to cut down on water changes. Yates says, I primarily use sponge filters too. Fist bump. What fish most resembles yourself? Oh, definitely my Mabu puffer, because he eats until he's incredibly fat and his gut is hanging and dragging on the substrate, which is pretty much how I eat. King Cobra, I think that guy is famous. I don't know. He does say he's the real Cobra and the other guy is a phony. So he's the real one. If I say white wizard snails, is it the same name in the US? I've never heard of that, so maybe not. But it could be. Can find out. White wizard snails. They look like mystery snails. Yeah, I think those are just mystery snails. Maybe. There's only one Cobra. That's Sylvester Stallone. I wonder how many people get that. Oh, apple snails? There you go. Apple snails. Good to meet a fan. Do a can crush for me and I'll put it in my compilation. Sorry, man, I don't even know what that is. Do a can crush. Yeah, I guess I'm not You get an empty pop can and crush it with your hands. I don't have any pop cans. What fish in my fish room looks the most appetizing? Like for eating? Or just looks good? I have to clarify. None of them look good for eating. I don't know what's going on with all this can talk. Justin says, I know you want crypt spiralis for your crypt background. Have you tried to do a local swap? Maybe. I'm sure there's some in my local aquarium society, but I actually haven't gone to a meeting since October. And I don't think I plan on going to another one till March. Tilapia stew. Oh, hey, Tilapia. Have you been here for a while? Huh. Anyways, what plant is your holy grail? I don't know. I'm just not into plants as much as I used to be. Like, as far as, like rare plants. I guess I don't know what it means. That not necessarily has to be a rare plant to be a holy grail plant, but I feel like it should be. King Cobra is gonna double my subs by me crushing a Coke can. I don't believe it. What's with you and making sandwiches? I wish I had a sandwich right now. Your crypt tank is amazing. How long did it take you to grow like that? I'd probably actually have to go and look at the crypt playlist and see when the first video I uploaded was. Probably, I don't know, 5-6 months. Cristobal. Hope that's how you say it. Are you going back to that dam you and Corey went to, where you could see the sturgeons? That place was neat. I wish I had something like that in Dallas. I actually didn't go there with Corey. I've been there, but I didn't go with him in that video. I used to have sleeping problems. Now I have 9 tanks in my bedroom, and I sleep like a baby. Nice. Have you ever moved with a lot of fish? I'm planning on moving soon, but don't know the best way to move my fish and the tanks. I've moved a lot of fish, but I'm like to my house and from my house, but not specifically moving out of my house. And I just put them in buckets or like the big 11-gallon totes you can get at the hardware store, and then just use. I don't even use air pumps. Maybe if you're traveling for days, maybe then I would think about it. Because if you think about it, fish travel in like a bag for a week at a time. So, and they don't have air stones. So like when I drive a couple hours to pick up a bunch of fish, generally I'm not worried about air stones either. What does a soup kitchen sound like? Lots of boiling water? I don't know what's going on there. I might have missed something. Yeah, I subbed to you, Kyle. You keep it clean, but did you sub to him a second time? Because he did delete his channel. Everyone should start having breathing bags. You mean breather bags? Probably breather bags. Yes, I did. I'm number 19. I think I was like number 14. Soup Kitchen from the movie The Other Guys. Why don't I remember that part? Soup Kitchen. I guess it's been probably a year or two since I've seen that movie, but I don't remember that part. Oh yeah, I guess I could have touched on the second part of your question as far as moving like tanks and everything. I would try to keep your gravel wet too. You gotta creep. Don't go chasing waterfalls, you gotta creep. How's my dog doing? She seems to be recovering okay. She kind of had a little rough patch there last week, had to take her back in. But yeah, last Wednesday. But she seems to be getting better, hopefully. You keep quoting TLC. What's TLC? What are you talking about? Stop with the song. Knowing the words is showing my age. No, I know it. I know. I get the TLC references. I'm not lost there. I just don't get the soup kitchen reference. I don't remember that. What food is she getting? I honestly don't remember. It's a limited ingredient diet food. I don't remember the brand. No, I did not order pizza. I think I'm gonna go get something. Am I going to the fish exporters while in Peru? I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly how they're I'm not sure of the entire itinerary. LR Brett's Aquatics says, I feel like vets always want you to buy their food. Yeah, it was a pretty big scam. They tried to get me on that prescription food that's like $60 for a 15-pound bag. And the second ingredient is corn, which is absolutely terrible. Yates says it's past its bedtime. Freezing up now. Well, at least people are still freezing after I turned off the green screen, so. Soup kitchen when the. Oh my gosh. Okay. Now I remember what the soup kitchen is. Okay. my roommate had to inform me. I'm sorry, I don't buy dinner from my doctor. I'm not going to buy food for my dog from his vet. Yeah, makes sense. And they get commission off of it. Okay, we got a real question. What do you feed your mystery snails? Right now, I'm trying LR Brett's favorite food, and that's the Tetra color granules, and they seem to be enjoying it. The temperature is about 74, and pH is like 6.8 to 7. And they're breeding like crazy. I can't believe I forgot about the soup kitchen. That's ridiculous. I don't have Craigslist, but thanks. My dad has a friend and a 50 and 70 gallon tanks that I'm getting soon. Oh, that's cool. That's how I got my first tanks when I was younger, was from family members. Snails do eat anything, but they didn't really start breeding until I started pumping in that Tetra color granules. Now they're dropping batches of eggs left and right. I think I got like 6 clutches of eggs right now, not to mention all the ones that already did hatch. Wonder how snails would do in a compost tank. I don't know, there's like millions of detritus worms in my snail tank. I'm going on a haircut hiatus, save money for fish. That's a 40 breeder every 2 months. Taste of the Wild. That sounds familiar. I think that's one of the brands I looked at. The Kari crab cuisine is good for shell growth. Oh. Oh, interesting. Let me take a look. Charles says, you're still going and have time to eat dinner and have 2 glasses of wine. Yeah, it's going to be about dinner time for me too. Zach wants to know if I've ever kept Oscars. I never have, and I never will. LR Brett's does have a Scuds tank, and it's freaking awesome. I wish I had that. Crab cuisine. Kari crab cuisine. Can I get it in a bigger package than 2 ounces? That's nothing. Boy, whoever suggested that, that's awesome, because I am having some problems with the shells. Who was that? Oh, Rurutu. Rurutu. All Hikari has copper sulfate in it, but it doesn't hurt him? I don't know. I fed Hikari to my cherry shrimp and didn't have any problems. $50 grams. Why can I not get this in a bigger package? Alright, guess I'm going to the local fish store tomorrow because Amazon doesn't want to sell it to me. Daphnia, yeah, I could go for some Daphnia right about now. I'm getting pretty hungry. Drop some Tums in the tank. Yeah, I've just started doing that last week. That's another cool little trick that I learned. Fish Tropic got blocked, but he says, "Holy crap, what's going on, fish tank dummies? You can't type booby or you're gonna get blocked." Yeah, I really want to try this crab cuisine. Yeah, I just started the Tum things like a week ago, so we'll see. I don't think it's been enough time for me to see any real improvement. It was supposed to say Bobby. Well, that makes more sense. Charles fish tanks, what does Tums do? It adds calcium, and so really it's beneficial for snails, things like that. I think I have 0 TDS out of the tap. It's terrible. Oh, Lucas, I didn't know that you could see when it says blacklisted. Yeah, that's my filter, my parental controls. What's going on in Bobby's world? Not a whole lot. We've kind of slowed down a bit, just kind of taking it easy. Top 5 worst fish for the hobby. Definitely the common pleco. Your definition of terrible is my definition. Yeah, that's kind of the way it is. Like, I think it was Kyle was telling me he wishes he had my water, and then I told him I wish I had your water. But I think if I lived in Texas and he lived here, we'd probably still say the same thing. Aiden hasn't had a shower in 4 days. Days fly when you have nothing going on. Okay. Dr. Foster and Smith has Hikari crab cuisine for $4 cheaper, but can I get it free shipping and in less than 2 days? That's the key. I'll see if my local fish store has it tomorrow. When you sell your mystery snails, how much will they be? That's a good question. That's a very good question. I haven't put much thought into it, but I'm going to need to start thinking of... I don't even know how much they sell for retail. I haven't even priced them out locally. Should get some bacon wrapped beef tips. I could go to my work and get some. Can different kinds of bristlenose plecos breed together? Yep. You can breed albinos with reds, greens with regulars. Do whatever you want. It's midnight. I will in the morning, then I'll wash my pillow. That's excellent. $3 in Sweden. Mystery snails are about $3 at PetSmart. So I don't even know. Would it even be worth me selling? I'd probably have to sell like 10 at a time to make it worth the hassle of going to the post office. Kyle, LOL to me getting RO to learn to like RO to learn to like my water. You always want the water. So I think Lucas is flying again. I told you. I knew he flew at one point, and I think he's flying again. Don't pick on my common pleco. I have 2. One is like a pet. He comes to the front of the tank to see me. The other is skittish as anything. I don't personally dislike the common pleco. I just think it's bad for the hobby. You make me feel dumb. I thought you were here to help noobs. I'm here to hang out. I don't know what I said to make you feel dumb. Have asked the same question 3 times. Is 2 large sponge filters too much for an 80-gallon tank? No. That's makes you feel dumb that I didn't answer your question, sorry. Where am I flying? I don't know, but after that last message, you must be flying pretty high. Speaking of wings, I could go for some chicken wings. Yeah, sorry, Norman. It's hard to explain the chat without seeing it because it's really easy to miss a lot of stuff. Even when there's not a lot of people here, it lags. Then you gotta scroll, and then you scroll past all the new stuff. That's why anyone who live streams always complains about the chat. It's like the worst feature on YouTube by far. Miranda says, "What's your favorite fast food?" Actually, I don't eat fast food. I know that's hard to believe, but I don't eat fast food and I don't really drink soda. Sometimes I'll drink it when I'm at Corey's house because he has like just 1,000 cans of Mountain Dew. That's the only time I'll even drink soda. Are you attending the Chicago Aquatic Experience next year? I'll probably go, but I won't spend as much time there. Cal says, probably not me. Cal's got to save up for Peru. He can't go on 2 trips. I have a self-in pleco, but I have an agreement. Well, that's good you found someone to take him when he gets huge. Corey needs that Mountain Dew for the ultimate gaming experience, but he doesn't even game anymore. I tell you. Any tips on treating an Mbuna with bloat? I've never had to treat bloat yet. Maybe someone in chat has some experience with bloat, but I would imagine like a I don't even want to guess. Maybe like a low protein, high fiber diet. I've been pretty lucky in terms of fish disease. I've only wiped out 1 tank so far. I don't know if that's lucky, but what kind, if any, of plecos could fit in a 15-gallon? There's probably quite a few. Rubber lip plecos stay small. The LDA 08 and Citrus pleco. Clout for bloat. Yeah, I've researched bloat a little bit, and it's like everything you read, it's basically a death sentence, so I hope I never get it. What kind of shrimp are you gonna get, Norman? My friend went to Peru, caught the most awesome fish, included a black piranha, and then when we got back to the States, they switched 80% of the fish he caught with smaller fish. I thought that sucked. I'd be curious to see who he went with. I don't think the people that we're going with could get away with that. I think it would ruin their reputation too much because they're pretty big names in the hobby. Chat's picking up, so I'm probably missing stuff. Hey Bob, you mentioned you wanted to change your breeding for profit guppies. What strain? The black Moscow guppies. I'm hoping I can find some locally, but I'll probably have to order them online pretty soon. Kyle, if something changes and you decide to hit up the aquatic experience, let's road trip from Dallas. I want to do like a cross-country road trip and just hitting up like all the good fish places. I don't even know what that means. Like, what's a good fish place? Probably take a lot of research, but Charles Fish Tank says, is the Peru trip actually happening? Oh, that was weird. Is the Peru trip actually happening? Yeah. I don't know who's going. There's still, this is like the first 1% of the beginning stage of planning. Are there any tours that let me do coral collecting? As far as I know, that's illegal, like everywhere. So I don't know. Yeah, go wild Peru. Hopefully Lucas is going. Big J Aquatic says, not saying watch me, but I'm giving a shark in a jar at 500 subs. Interesting. I could road trip before flying. I would think flying is cheaper. I guess gas has come down quite a bit. You would definitely want to bring IBC totes because most of the fish they give away. Which date has been chosen for the Peru trip? Don't even have a date yet. Like, seriously, the 1%. I'm basically waiting on Corey to get rid to finish all his end of the year business stuff, and then we'll seriously start trying to hash it out. I'm not gonna bug him with this. He's got a lot on his plate right now, so. Get a big group rate. Yeah, there is no group rate. It's just a set price for every person. Kyle's Wild World that I was subscribed to is no more. Why? Because he deleted his channel and started a new one. Yeah, that's not going to get through, Matthew. Nice try, though. I'm going to go get ice cream. I like ice cream. Live stream from the plane. I don't know. It's going to be tough to do any type of live stream. I don't know what kind of internet they have. The 11-day, $2,000 trip looks awesome, but for $500 more, you get 4 more days. I think that's a way better value. The Galapagos Islands would be like a dream trip. That would be amazing. Justin says, the Peru trip sounds fun, but I don't know. I'd like to go myself. I'd have to go with some other fish nerds. Well, it's going to be a bunch of fish nerds going, so that's cool. Yeah, Galapagos Islands would be amazing. You don't need to delete Big J Aquatics comments. He's been pretty good about it. It's like a biologist's holy grail. Yep. That's like an animal lover's holy grail. Oh, yeah, Madagascar. See, now all the good places are coming out. All right, Norman. Have a good one. Thanks for stopping by. My Machu Picchu would be very cool. You would get to ride the train up above the clouds. Hopefully, if you're selected. I see that you have a no fishing sign in your room. That's a start. Yeah, that was kind of a gag gift. Saw that too. That's why I don't ask people for subs, which is why I don't have any. Yeah, if someone says it once, I really don't mind. It's the spammers that I have a problem with. I mean, we're all here to help and spread. Spread the love around on YouTube. Sorry, I got caught reading something there. What time is it where you live? If it's 11:36 there, it is 9:30 here. Anyways, how do you get past the first 100 subs? I always notice a spike in subscribers when I comment on other people's videos. It's almost instant. Like if I go onto Joey's channel and just start answering questions, I'll notice kind of a spike. Bob supports purple mattresses. Why are people getting ads? Did you just join? Or did it stop my stream and play an ad? Did you know some plants can feel pain? Some can secrete defense chemicals? Yep, plants can go to war with each other too. I did see that study they did on plants feeling pain though. That was really interesting. So yeah, first 100 subs, go on the bigger guys' channels and just start answering questions, and people will start to like you, and then they will subscribe to you. Yeah, that's probably a better way to put it, Kyle. Corals have chemical warfare too. Yeah, there's plants that have chemical warfare, like freshwater plants too. Oh, I think I've seen this a couple times. My epistogramma has what looks like a pimple. Could that be a bite from my dwarf puffer? It could be a bite that got infected. Charles Fish Tank says, I do YouTube just for fun, but it's nice to grow sub count. Yeah, I mean, that's how I started, just for fun, and it's obviously still, I'm doing it just for fun, but it's still fun. Part of that fun is to watch it grow. Now you feel bad chopping down the tree in your backyard. It's funny. Also secrete hormones to attract wasps. That's interesting. That goes also tropical happy fish. Also YouTube, or not YouTube. The Facebook. Start answering questions and join groups of Facebook. That helps too. Not as much as YouTube, but if you kind of run your YouTube comments dry and still have time to comment, go to Facebook. Watching you guys live made us want to do it for fun and keep videos online versus PC. Those fish videos and pics take up much space. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to get an external hard drive pretty soon. Try chatting it up with people on Instagram too. Yeah, my Instagram's been growing pretty well. My Twitter is basically dead, but I haven't really promoted it. Keaton wants to know what a good Cory cat to put in an outdoor pond to breed. Really depends on the temperature. Obviously, if you're warmer temperature, then almost any of them. But there are a few that can go low, like in the 60s, like the salt and pepper Cory. It would be epic to get the YouTubers in one room and chat for 2 hours like the Joe Rogan podcast. Yep, I agree. Thanks for the reply. Water Bear. I just scrolled past you. Oh, there you are. Thanks for the reply. I wish I had taken a pic with you at the aquatic experience in Chicago. Next year for sure. Yeah, definitely. Actually, ran into quite a few people that knew my channel, and it's still pretty small, so that was cool. Started following me on Instagram. I should pull that up. I think I just hit 100 followers. Woohoo! Instagram. Here we go. Got your first sub tonight and no content. Keaton, I need to know like your water parameters. What temperature are you going to keep this pond at? Keaton, my Instagram is the same as my YouTube channel. Yep, I did hit 100. Nice. So this is what I like. I like when I click on someone's name and I'm already subscribed to them. Of course, I'm subscribed to like 500 people, but okay, I'll watch some of these. You know what would be nice guys, if we all subs to each other. Yeah. Tyler says, "Damn, still going." Yep. I got blocked because you can't say damn on my channel. Only I can. Bob, are you subbed to me? I see your comments all the time. Of course I am. I think what was it, your fire red or double red? Your tube challenge. I have not seen the new video, the fish spotlight guppies. That's usually my Sunday thing, is going through my subscribers and watching videos. Who is your favorite YouTuber? My favorite YouTube channel is not a fish channel. As far as my favorite fish channel, well, probably Aquarium Co-op. I created a mutt strain of guppies, but I think it looks nice. You know what's nice about those mutt strains is you can still take them into a fish store and sell them. Like even mutt strains, unless you're breeding just like gray guppies, they're gonna sell. Just followed on Instagram. Thanks. I try to follow people back, but I'm really bad at social media. So I have 111 followers, but I'm only following 64. Because that stuff drains my cell phone battery. If I keep it all on, my battery's dead, and it's by like noon. Sorry about your hat. $30 a piece for rainbow shiners. We use them for bait. Some people sell those things for ungodly amounts. Oh, 116? That means I'm even worse of an Instagrammer. Yep. Have you checked out my channel, Bob? Let's take a look. No, actually I haven't, and that's pretty rare. Let me take a look. You know, you're uploading like daily. That's pretty nice. How have I not looked at your channel before? That's really weird. Breeding blue rams, Fahaka puffer. Man, I failed you there, Zach. Well, it's hard to keep up with everyone. That's not an excuse, but I'm a Chargers fan and we lost to the Browns. That's pretty, yeah, you lost to the Browns. That's all right. We'll probably lose to the 49ers on Sunday. I just have a feeling. 84 Moss says, do you know anything about Bosemani Rainbow Lake? Yes, I have some. I have some of those Bosemani rainbow fish. Oh, here we go. The water temperature for the pond will be around 67 degrees. You can keep cories in that temperature, but I don't know if they'll breed. And only a few cories that I know of will go in that colder temperature. Yeah, go tell Dustin. I'm sure he's loving it. There was that one of the guys on the Browns team, was it like a month ago, applied for a parade permit in Cleveland to celebrate 0-16. So I guess he can't do that now. He was gonna have a parade for a winless team. That's pretty bad. Raiders are my second favorite team. No, Kyle. I might have said that wrong. He's breeding German blue rams and has a Fahaka puffer. I don't think anyone has bred a Fahaka puffer in captivity. What would be a good heater to buy for a pond? You're probably gonna want. I would try like the Aqueon Pro. You're gonna want a good one. You're not gonna just want to go buy the cheapest one because it's probably gonna be on all the time. What? The Raiders? Yeah, you know, the Raiders were just like a team that I randomly picked when I was a kid, so I'm just stuck with it. And one of those things where I liked a jacket I saw when I was a kid, so then that was my team. How about them Chiefs? I bet they're going to lose in the first round. I am happy the Broncos are in first this year. I'm happy the Broncos are doing really bad too. Do you eat fish? Yes. Gas. I shouldn't say that teams are going to lose because then I'll lose subscribers. Oh, screw you. I'll teach you. You don't know, Bo. Go Chiefs, loudest stadium in the U.S. I'm pretty sure we beat them again, though. Didn't we? I thought we got it back on the third time. The only sport I like is paintball. I was really big into paintball when I was in high school. Yeah, Kyle, I think we got that back. Hey Bob, do you watch Hickok 45 channel? Yes, I do. My coworker is actually his neighbor. Well, like a mile or two down the road from him. Yeah, Kyle, the Seahawks set the world record, then the Chiefs beat it, then the Seahawks were like, screw you, and then we beat it, and they were like, no, screw you, then they beat it, and then we were like, no, really, screw you, and then we beat them again. Did he die? I don't know. I must have missed who you're talking about. That's sweet. I love to live near Hickok. Yeah, that'd be pretty fun. Well, it would be fun if you were like friends. Yeah, so how to introduce clay into an established substrate. I know, like, I just go buy clay terracotta pots, crush them up, and shove them in. I don't know if that actually works, but that's what I do. Tetherball? Wow, I haven't thought about that in a long time. Okay, guys, I think I'm gonna call it. We're getting so far off topic now. We've got a record low number of people here, and I'm really hungry. So it's time for me to get some food. But I'm gonna be back tomorrow. I think I'm gonna live stream again tomorrow. I don't know what time yet. You ate and came back already? Yep. Lucas, I think you were here the whole time. Did you overflow a tank? I don't know what food I'm getting yet. I'll probably end up just going to a grocery store and get stuff to make a sandwich. Someone said sandwich earlier, and now I've been kind of craving one. Well, thanks to everyone that was here the whole time. It's been hard keeping track of everyone, so if you were here the whole time, that's awesome. And thanks to everyone who stopped by, even stopped by more than once. But yeah, so I'm going to figure out how to cut this off. And I will hopefully see you guys tomorrow.